California agriculture really is an important part of the state's economy. In 2013, we measured farm gate sales at $46.5 billion. But I like to tell people it's not just the dollar value of what we grow, it's what we grow. We are number one in so many of the 400 different commodities we have, but many people don't realize we're over 90% of the country's broccoli, over 95% of the country's processing tomatoes, 95% of strawberries. We're the only state that grows almonds and pistachios and walnuts. We really have something to offer to everyone for whatever it is that they like to eat. California farmers and ranchers are increasingly producing more food for people who don't just live in our state or in this country, but of the 120 countries that California products go to on an annual basis. We're the world's equivalent of the fourth largest wine producer. We produce 20% of all the milk that comes from the U.S., and increasingly products that come from milk are going into important global markets. We are the producer of over 80% of the world's almonds, but many of our fresh fruits and vegetables are going across the country and around the globe. We produce 95% of the country's processing tomatoes, and increasingly more of those products are going into global markets. It's an important part of our economy, but it's also something that's feeding families better. The first thing that people that have more discretionary income want to do is feed their families better. And that's why what we do in California matters to the world. It's been interesting to watch the increasing interest in our food and where it comes from, but people are becoming much more conscientious about my health, my nutrition, how nutrition can help me avoid chronic diseases. That's why California agriculture is so important. The many, many crops that we grow here are an essential part of the USDA My Plate. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, all the things that we grow here, really understanding how each one of us can achieve our potential starts with good nutrition, and that's where California farmers and ranchers are doing their share. Farming and ranching is really about adaptation. Farmers and ranchers are in their fields, in their pastures, and their orchards on a daily basis and making adjustments for the weather, for the pest disease, for the disease of the day. But what's really interesting is many people don't realize the important environmental stewardship role that every farmer and rancher plays. When we think about all that comes from well-managed farmland, we're really understanding better the role of the farmer in preserving our soils and the health of our soils, and providing habitat for wildlife and native pollinators, and doing what we can to provide for clean water and improved air quality. I also think that as much as we are going to be impacted by climate change in this state, agriculture and well-managed landscapes are a part of the solution to climate change. As we really think of ourselves as carbon farmers, we hold the key to many of the environmental challenges of our future. Science, technology, engineering, math, and agriculture all go together. When we think about the challenges of the 21st century, they really come around to how do we feed an additional 2 billion people within the next 20 years? How do we do that with less arable land, less available water, and a changing climate? Obviously, the need for science and technology, engineering, and math will be part of helping us create those solutions. I can't stress enough how exciting the future is to be a part of agriculture. So many different ways to be engaged in solving these really vexing problems. But the importance of science, technology, engineering, math, those hold the keys for helping us answer the challenges that we all face together. Future has so many exciting opportunities. Secretary Vilsack, who's the United States Secretary of Agriculture, has stated that repeated need that we need 100,000 new farmers and ranchers to cope with the aging demographics of today's farmers and ranchers. But when you think about the agricultural supply chain, all of those inputs and services to help keep agriculture as productive as it can be, as well as all those additional jobs that deal with processing and marketing and getting that food delivered to people around the world. There are 300 different career opportunities within the agricultural supply chain. When I think about the future, I get very excited and wish that I were at least 30 or 40 years younger because the opportunities are boundless. What does the future look like for agriculture? Well, there's going to be more demand for everything that we do. The world today has 7 billion people in it. Within the next 25 years, we'll have 9 billion people. And the economies of many other countries are growing fast so that they're middle-income people who have more discretionary dollars to spend on health, nutrition, and the food that keeps their families healthier and helps all children in this world achieve their potential. We can eliminate hunger. We can make sure that people are better fed with good nutrition that helps them avoid chronic diseases. We can be a part of a farming system that is as efficient as it possibly can be, but we can't do it always just staying the same. The one thing that is a trademark for California agriculture is our adaptation, our constant change, our commitment to continuous improvement for how we farm, how we produce the highest quality, the safest, and the most nutritious food, and how we do it with an ever smaller environmental footprint. It's going to take a lot of intellectual power, it's going to take a lot of heart and soul, it's going to take tremendous commitment, it's going to take passion. In order to meet the challenges we face now and in the future, the Center for Land-Based Learning works to provide opportunities for youth and adults to enter into careers in agriculture and the environmental sciences. The center works with over 200 industry partners around the state for thousands of people each year to be exposed to the world of California agriculture. I love the work of the Center for Land-Based Learning. It fuels my optimism for a very bright future for California and its premier industry, agriculture. I know for a fact that the best days for California agriculture are the ones to come. I look forward to sharing that future with you.